Welcome in and welcome back to the Down South Philly Show, brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. We got a good one tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Um, Start off by saying this is a Victory Tuesday. What's good, Daniel Barry? How you feeling? It's a Victory Tuesday. We escaped Buffalo with the dub. We got the 1 point win over them, 13-12. Let the media tell it. They choose to focus more on what Philly did in the game as opposed to what Buffalo didn't do to lose the game. It was a tale of two halves, just like the majority of the season has been. We start off pretty good. We marched down the field. Offense was clicking in a way. We were The story of this game, though, is defense. It was another stellar performance and a master clinic put on by Vic Fangio and his defense. They were flying all over the field. They were hitting. They were the most physical group on the field. And they've been pretty consistent with that all year long, but it feels like they turned it up a notch. Maybe because the stakes were higher, maybe because we knew who was on the other side, but you got to hand it to defense. Ed Reed Blankenship coming through with a big hit on Shakir. Um, Jalen Carter coming through with a nice sack. Just having a big game overall because he also had a huge special teams play where he actually blocked the extra point, which ultimately led to us winning the game. Um, he also had Cooper DeJean continuing to make big play after big play after big play. Q Mitch, lockdown coverage again. I know some will point to the big ball, the big bomb that was caught, but that was a 50-50 ball. Outside of that, it wasn't like he was giving up, you know, plays every time. So the I think the biggest testament to how defense performed in this game was the fact that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills didn't score their first touchdown or first points until 5 minutes and 11 seconds left in the entire game. So they shut out one of the better offenses in the entire league for 3 quarters. 3 quarters, actually, like 3.5 quarters. For 3.5 quarters, they held Josh Allen to 0 points. Now, some might say Allen was hurt. He wasn't himself. Um, the weather was bad, yada, yada, yada. All of that being said, mm, offense did just enough. They put up 13 points in this game, and the Bills couldn't match it. So when we start this game off, obviously we start off with a 3-and-out. Punt it back to them. Defense makes a hell of a play where it's a questionable call where I don't know, Josh Allen, some say he threw the ball, but it was ruled on the field as a fumble. Goes way back to the 50-yard line. Jahad Campbell makes a amazing hustle play to run down the field, hop on it, and we basically take the ball from the 50 into the end zone. Nice methodical drive. KP with a nice first 15 on that one. And Goddard getting his 11th touchdown of the year. Just continuing to build on what is his best season since he's been in the NFL. So in the first half, I saw a lot of good things offensively. It wasn't really a masterclass, but we left a lot to be desired. There was a nice bomb to AJ where he was clearly held on the play for pass interference, but it wasn't called. If he catches that, that would lead to more points. There were a few drops in there, whether it be Smitty letting one go straight through his hands, and then there was another one that he did catch that was marked as a incomplete pass. It was just one of those weird games that we've been having on offense all year long, and honestly, at this point, it just is what it is with the offense. It's nothing that you if you've been watching the Eagles play offense all year long, it's nothing new. Um, this is what we're gonna have going into the playoffs. Defense has consistently gotten better week after week after week. And when we came back from the bye week, they've been one of the better units in all of football. I think the biggest glaring weakness that we had before the bye week was no pass rush. And because we had no pass rush, our weakness in the secondary, which is Adoree Jackson, was exploited, and you can exploit it more. But now that we have a pass rush with the addition of a Jalen Phillips, with a healthy Jalen Carter, with bringing back BG out of retirement, Jalen's Hunt continuing to develop, Moro Jomo continuing to develop, they're really blossoming into a full unit. And while we talk about Jalen's Hunt, he's got 6.5 sacks. Jomo's got 6 sacks. I think Jordan Davis has like 4.5 sacks. Jalen Carter has maybe 3 or 4 sacks, something like that. So while we were at the back half in pass rush in the beginning of the year, I think we're like ninth now. We're like number 9. So we're top 10 in sacks, which is huge when you consider the fact that we came from the back of the line. I don't think we were the worst, but we were one of the worst when it comes to getting sacks. So now we have a consistent pass rush to go along with a ferocious back end that really has become a no-fly zone. And they won the day. They won the day because when it was all said and done, the 2 biggest plays of the game that ultimately led to a Eagles win was, one, the big block on special teams by Jalen Carter to keep all points off the board, and 2, defense standing up in the red zone, 1, not letting Josh Allen get any points on one drive. It was a turnover on down. And then on the game, basically the drive that was for the game where Josh Allen finally gets into the end zone and they decide to go for 2 instead of kicking the extra point to tie it up and go into overtime. Defense held. Now, you can blame Allen for just straight up missing the throw, but it was some pressure that caused him to be inaccurate and put him in a position where he wasn't comfortable enough to set his feet. Now, if he sets his feet, who knows? 9 times out of 10, he probably makes that play. But guess what? This was the 10th time he didn't make the play. They lost the game. It was huge from the standpoint of when you look at it from the Bills standpoint, they needed that game to stay in contention for the AFC East. They needed that game to stay in contention for the 1 seed in the AFC. Both of those are done now. Um, by losing that game, the AFC East will run through the New England Patriots house. So they won the division with that loss, but it also means that they can be the 1 seed. So that locks them into a wild card spot. So they probably won't play. They probably won't play this week. They'll probably rest their starters, and they'll be on the road for the remainder of the playoffs. It was good.
I'm assuming you must be talking about Green Bay.
No, I'm talking about
Somebody in the AOC.
I'm talking about the Bills. The Bills, because we put them in the dirt, that ends their chances of winning the division and because they were still in contention for the 1 seed. They had a small chance to get it. So both of that's done. So now that they know that they can't be anything better than a wild card, they're probably gonna sit their starters in week 18 because I mean it wouldn't make no sense to play them. So go ahead and take your bye week in week 18 against the Jets and lick your wounds because you had your chance to win, you didn't do it. Before you got on, I kind of mentioned, and we kind of figured that it would be this. People are more focused on what the Eagles didn't do or did do in the game versus what the Bills didn't do in the game. So it's more like they're more focused on the fact that we only put up 13 points in a win. And it's not much to be said about Josh Allen and that Bills offense only putting up 12 and losing. We kind of figured it would be that, but it's always hilarious just to see it play out on a week in, week out basis. Like you would think that at some point the levees would break and they would use some kind of common sense, but nah, they just gonna continue to ride for their guys. Um, it's more the same from that standpoint. But when it comes to us, um, how you feel about that game against the Buffalo Bills? What's your thoughts on it?
Man, let me say this. A win is a win is a win. And I seen somebody post that, right? And in the comment section, somebody responding and was like, no, it's not. Remember the 23 season. What the hell? The hell do the 23 season got to do with saying the win is a win? Huh? It ain't got a damn thing to do with it. We trying to beat the Bills, and guess what? We beat them.
Mhm.
Regardless of how you think it should have looked, what happened in the second half, what happened in the whole damn game for the Bills. They didn't do nothing. Nobody ain't saying nothing about that. But this is my thing. As far as how I felt about it, like I said, we won the game. Like I even said yesterday, we knew coming out of that bye week, if we gave the team 2-3 games and we didn't see too much more changes or improvements, that's probably was going to be the way that the team was going to look and the way the offense was going to look for the remainder of the season and even going into the postseason. Like I'm not this far into the season. I'm not expecting Tiger to change his stripes. Yeah, everybody saw the game and they saw the stripes on the Eagles. They want them to be Dalmatians. That ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. You know, you got to take it for what it is. I mean, they just got to go out there and win by any means. Now, one thing about us, it's a little different from week to week, depending on who we playing and how the plays are being called. So, for me, uh, going into the playoffs, you want to be still winning games. Let's say we go into the first game. Let's say that was the first playoff game. We won. We beat the Los Angeles Rams 13-12. I don't give a damn how I look. We won and we're advanced to the next round. That's where we at with it right now. Win and advance. Win and advance. I don't give a damn about no style points, no cool points, no damn Hurts put the team on his back. Did we win? Did we win the game? People out here worried about the wrong thing. They out here doggone riding Joe Burrow. He ain't even in the playoffs. They out here worried about all the wrong stuff. To me, we won the game. Now, details of the game, defense balled out. Defense balled out. Defense been doing what they've been doing the last few weeks. I just seen something earlier said the Eagles been allowing the least amount of points on defense. I forgot for how, like maybe like the last 5 weeks or something like that.
Since the bye week, probably.
And And as far as offense, I mean, I just got done saying all the offense still kind of looked like how it's been looking all season, up and down. We came out in the first half, Jalen Hurts balling, hot, play calling, on point. Now, to be fair, in the second half, some of the play calling was suspect, and then some of it was just like Smitty dropped 2 passes. Hurts missed the throw to Smitty. We kind of just didn't get it all the way to Smitty. So there was like 3 passes Smitty would have had right there. He probably would have had 1,000 yards. He'd have caught all 3 of those. Hell, if he would have just caught 2 of them, he probably would have got his 1,000 yards. But so we had some decent plays called up, just wasn't able to hit on them. Refs wasn't. I don't know what the hell the refs was on. The refs was on some stuff. They calling stuff that they don't need to be calling. Not calling stuff that they need to call because I mean they damn sure was holding AJ. They didn't call that. There's a bunch of stuff that was going on, and that's why I ain't tripping on the win. Because if you take all the stuff into consideration, now I'm not saying we wasn't still supposed to go out there and put up points in the second half. We damn sure was supposed to, and that's how we ended up losing a lot of other games, scoring early and then just not doing that in the second half. At least kick some field goals. Now, I'm not saying this to make an excuse for the Eagles, but all I'm saying is, damn, we won the game. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about a win. A lot of people want to cry about what could have happened. Nah, what did happen? People want to cry about what could have happened and what might happen in the future. Hey, we'll deal with that when we get to it. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this win. I'm not about to cry about if we play in the playoffs like that. Man, look, we ain't play. Hey, what? We worry about that when we get to it. Y'all crying about the future stuff that might not even happen. But yeah, so I'm cool with how the game went. Because we got the win. Like I said, I would have liked us to continue to put up points in the second half. But when you got people out there like Josh Allen who damn can't score for damn near the whole game, missing throws because even outside of the 2-point conversion play he missed, he had somebody open on the first down, way down the field. Missed the damn throw. Josh Allen, your boy. Nobody gonna talk about that, but it's raining. Let's talk about the weather conditions. Now, the Bills had to play in the same weather we had to play in, but I'm just saying, I'm not making that an excuse either. I'm just saying, when you can go get a gritty win like that on the road against what they say is a great team, you know what I'm saying, in the Bills, you take your win however you can get them. I'm sure we would have loved to have won 13-12 against that Cowboys game we lost, that Broncos game we lost. That charge, I'll take a 13-12 win right now against any of them damn teams and put us damn 14, 15 wins. So y'all could go cry to your mama.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it was a hell of a defensive feat. Them boys was out there sticking. It was
Man,
about 4 or 5 hits that's going on the highlights. If we end up doing what we supposed to do, they gonna be on the highlight tape for the 25 birds for sure. It ain't really a whole lot to talk about from that game, just considering the fact that it was a low scoring game. Not really much stats to speak of, but outside of the defense, the other excuse that they tried to make for Allen was he didn't look right. He must have been hurt. Now we knew coming into it that he was gonna be hobbled, but he stepped on the field, so that told me that he was good enough to go. So once you step on the field, once you lace him up, uh, everybody out there dealing with something. It's week 17.
he must have been hobbled. Yeah, he hobbled his ass on the field and got his boot broke. Nobody ain't say he was hobbled when he damn put them 12 points up. Ain't nobody would say that was hobbled. Just because he damn didn't win the game. Had they won 14-13, nobody would have.
It was set up for him to be celebrated all week.
It wouldn't. Nobody would have spoke. They already ain't speaking of it now, and he lost. But nobody in the end, they wouldn't have spoke of how crazy he looked, and obviously they're not gonna speak about. They wouldn't have spoke about him being hobbled if he won. So I don't hear it. Like if Hurts is out there on one leg, nobody would be like, "Well, the Eagles would have won if or put up more points if Jalen wasn't hobbled." Like nobody even would have pointed it out. Like nobody even would have even mentioned it.
That was the 23 season. He was hurt the whole time.
Exactly. Nobody would even mention it. But yeah, and that's why I don't care about how we win. I just want to win the game because regardless of how we win, as we see, people gonna go ahead and ride with whatever narrative they want to ride with anyway. So that's why I take my wins how I can get them. Like you gonna talk crazy anyway, I'm past the point of waiting on people or expecting the people to change narratives or even be honest, because some of the people I think they just trying to ride a storyline or some type of narrative or something. Because they can't be this dumb or naive or ignorant or whatever I don't know what they got going on. At this point, I just feel like they trying to get their views and their clicks up, or they just got something personal against either Hurts or the Eagles or Nick or what they got going on. But that's why I just take my W's however I can get them because they gonna talk regardless.
Man, when you think about that game and how it turned out, who you giving your game ball to?
Man, game ball. I gotta think about this. Let me see what happened on offense. I'm gonna have to go with offense. I'm gonna have to go with Jalen. I'm gonna have to go with Jalen because as we see, Josh Allen and the interception. Did he throw an interception, right?
Nah, he ain't though, but he
No, it
did
was
fumble.
fumble. He fumbled like
Mm-hmm.
twice. I think he might almost do an interception, but um, as you can see, that's a difference in the game right there. Like they might have
Mm-hmm.
scored on them drives. So offensively, I had to give it to Jalen because he didn't do that. He didn't turn. He in a nip and tuck game, close game. He took care of the ball, didn't give them no short field, no crazy stuff like that. And defensively, I had to give it to Jalen Carter for blocking that damn kick and for he was causing a little bit of havoc out there. And that was kind of the difference in the game was that blocked field goal. So I had to go Jalen Carter on defense and Jalen on offense. So I'm gonna go with the Jalen's. JJ's.
Yeah, it was good to see him back out there healthy because, as we know, he been hobbled all year long.
Right.
Um,
And what's
and it
crazy
looked
is I
like
think he's still hobbled, but
he
he's feeling
probably
better
is.
than he was.
I mean, I would have liked to have kept him out until the playoffs, like we're doing Lane. But hey, who knows? We could lose that game if Carter didn't wasn't
Right.
playing.
Right. And
He
then he
had a
didn't. It
huge
don't seem like he re-aggravated then, or he got a new
right.
injury. So I mean, if anything, that probably helped his conditioning.
Got his win up because we don't know how much he gonna play this week coming. I had to agree with you on that. Jalen, he had a good first half, and he didn't cost us the game in the second half. I know one of the big stories is the fact that he didn't have a completion in the second half. He went 0 for 7, but when you consider that, one of Smitty's catches was just straight up robbed. He caught it, but they say he didn't catch it. The other one, it just went straight through Smitty's hands because it was wet. It was slippery out there. Um, then you had one series where he was on the sideline. He got smashed on the sideline. That was supposed to be a personal foul, but they let that slide. Um, so I mean, we had some opportunities for some things that could have at least led to maybe a field goal or two, but that's the way it shook up. I'm just proud that defense was able to hold steady. They kept it in the road. This was basically a playoff game, for all intents and purposes, because we was dealing with a team who still had a lot to play for. They wanted to potentially be the 1 seed. They wanted to potentially win their division. And of course, we really didn't like we from a motivation standpoint, we really didn't have a whole lot to play for. Obviously, we still got the 2 seed in our grasp, but it ain't 100% up to us. So it's kind of hard to get up when you know for a fact that you could potentially win this game, and if the Bears win, then it don't matter anyway. So they was in a case where they win, then they know for a fact it was gonna put them in a position to win the division. So they had more to lose, they had more to gain than we did. So for us to go into their house in the rain against one of the favorites, the media darlings, and Josh Allen, and get the dub, that was huge for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it ain't gonna do nothing but make us better. Because we had a rough schedule. Not only was it tough, just playing the teams that we played, but when we played them, we had short weeks, no back to back home games. Um, a bunch of our games had terrible weather. Like we basically been playing playoff games since week one. It feel like, and for us to be in a position to win 12 games with the schedule we had, uh, nobody more battle tested than we are. That's the way I feel, at least. It's been a hell of a season. Hasn't been pretty, but we got the wins that matter. We crossed off the first goal on the list, which is always to win the division. Now we looking 12-5 in the eyes. All we got to do is go out here and sweep a down and out Commanders team that's looking for a little revenge. Um, I know we kind of discussed off air a little bit that if you got a chance for the 2 seed, which we do, that in your opinion we should go for it. We should suit it up, everybody, all hands on deck, and go for it. Because obviously the way the schedule is set up, we're gonna be playing at the same time as the Bears, so it's not like we'll be able to see like right before kickoff. All right, we ain't gonna let you play or whatever. So I'm with it. I'm with it. I say we go ahead and go for it. The 2 seed is just that important, and that's what we had last year. So I feel the same way about whoever gonna get the 1 seed this year as I did about the 1 seed last year. So it's possible that they could fold, and if the 1 seed fold and we still alive, hey, that's another potential NFC championship game in the link. And we already know what happened when we get NFC championships in the link. So I like our chances with that. When we talk about scenarios, it's only 2 at this point. So obviously we already got the 3 seed locked up. If we don't win another game, we know that we're gonna have a home game. Is it gonna be against Green Bay? Is In order for us to play Green Bay, obviously we had to get the 2 seed. But if we stay at the 3, it'll either be San Francisco or who's the other team? San Francisco, or the Rams. And if we do take care of business like we're supposed to, and the Bears drop it, then we get the 2 and we get the Packers at home. So out of those 3 teams, now that we know that's basically what our future is, which one of those matchups would you want the most? And if you do care, which one would you want to face the least out of those 3?
Seattle, Chicago, and Green Bay.
Nah, it's the 49ers.
49ers and
For
the
49ers,
Rams and Green Bay.
the Rams and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Now Seattle is in that because if they lose their game, then they'll be the 5 seed.
Right.
So it'll be either somebody from the NFC West or um Green Bay.
Yeah. So I must just say I want to play Green Bay the most. Only and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I want us to get the 2 seed.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that we get that 2 seed, and since they locked into the what the six
7.
7 seed, yeah, since they locked into the 7 seed, then hopefully we play in Green Bay. Um, I look at pretty much. I mean, I don't really see the 49ers no different than I really see Green Bay
I
matchup.
think the 49ers defense might be worse than Green Bay defense,
Yeah, it probably is.
but their offense is
I
definitely better.
I had to look because I mean I only saw that one game, so I don't really know. It's hard. I mean, I'm just going off that one game, so it's hard to judge them off just that one game because they just could have been had a down game or whatever. So I don't really know how they've been looking throughout the whole
But we
season.
saw we saw how they looked against Old Man Rivers. He was carving them up last week.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We saw that too. It was getting carved up. So they definitely suspect. How suspect they are, I don't know. But they are, able to be gotten. Um, I do think Green Bay definitely got a better defense than them, but as far as overall team and matching up with us, I don't see them too much different than I see Green Bay. I think the Rams are the better of the two, just overall. But to me, I don't mind playing either of them teams in the first round. I don't think the Rams want to see us the first week of the season. I mean, the
That's why
first
they
week.
would. That's why they wanted to win last night.
I don't think they want to see us the first round of the playoffs. You probably gonna be just getting Devontae Adams back. Um, we gonna be probably playing our best ball. You gonna be in Philly. Dean gonna
And
be back.
I love playing me a pocket passer like Stafford.
Yeah, yeah, and I definitely think we'll be getting to him. So I wouldn't mind playing either of them teams. Like I said, the only reason why I'm saying Green Bay is because they locked into that spot, and I want that 2 seed. So I'm gonna have to roll with Green Bay. Now, what team I would want to play the least? I kind of just answered that. Really, I don't got one. They all look like damn uh eagle food.
And you could kind of say that like with every team, really. Everybody got it seemed like more than any other year, every team got like a glaring flaw that makes them look beatable in a sense. So if you're talking about us, yeah, we got probably the best defense in it, but our offense suspect. When
Right,
you talk about the Rams, they probably one of the more complete teams, but they can be beat. They shown, especially over the past 2-3 weeks,
right,
that they can get got by a lesser team. When we
right.
talk about the 49ers, we already know what Shanahan and the offense bring to the table, but their defense trash. When we talk about the Bears, they not only do they have a young quarterback, yeah, Caleb playing good ball. Um, they can run the ball really well, but they defense trash. When we talk about Seattle, do you really trust Sam Darnold in a big game? We don't know. We don't know what we bring. They probably got one of the better defenses, but they got big question marks on offense, especially at quarterback. So when we and that's just the NFC. So
That's a bad
no
style
matter,
matchup for Seattle playing
yeah.
against Eagles. I think that's like Devin Haney versus doggone Brian Norman. Bad style matchup. Hey, they got a nice right hand, but that's all they got.
That's all they got. Cause I mean, when you talk about their offense, obviously they got JSN been cutting up all year.
Man,
And
they
I
don't
think
got
he's proven that he one of the top 5 receivers in the league
right.
with the season that he just turned in. But he got Sam Darnold throwing on the ball. And we seen this before. We saw it last year. Now he always got the opportunity to shake that off, but it remains to be seen. For as of right now, he gonna have to show me. And he one of them quarterbacks that's a pocket passer. So um the offensive line gonna be tested, and he damn sure gonna be tested. So the whole NFC really, I think I would be more concerned with how we was looking if the rest of the NFC wasn't looking kind of like food. Um, if it was a clear cut Lions team that was like they was last year, or a clear cut. I mean, nobody scares me. That's what I'm gonna get at.
Yeah.
Nobody in the NFC scare me.
And they saying the same thing. Like they
Mhm.
looking at us the same way. So we just got to go out there and prove it on the field. Which, um, to me, all them games is 50-50 games. Like
Mhm.
every matchup with us and with each, like between them, like playing each other. I think all of them games is like 50-50. It's like who gonna show up in the biggest moments. And that's
Mhm.
where like you can see a person like Sam Darnold like losing a game when them lights start getting bright. Like you might can win one game, but you're gonna be able to go out there and win three straight games. Like it'll probably be from that standpoint, it'll probably be the most beneficial for Sam Darnold to get that bye. Now we seen him get one last week, and then he came off
Mhm.
couldn't do that. But still, he will. That's a quarterback in the situation where you really only want him to win two games. You want to have to win him to have to win two games and get in there. Everybody else, um,
I would have said that about golf too, but obviously he ain't gonna be there.
right. Everybody else, of course, they would love to just win two games as well. But anybody else, I got a little bit more faith in them than I do for and not only Sam Darnold. It's like to me, it's a combination of Sam Darnold and his offensive line because it seems like once you start beating them and getting in Sam Darnold head, it's like everything just go to hell in the handbasket. So um and then I say this about Chicago though. I got more faith in Chicago than I do that Washington team from last year. And only because what I seen out of the offense this year and they defense, they ain't got the best defense, but they defense ain't like they'll take the ball away. That Washington team last year, they weren't really taking no balls. Like you saying, they defense will give them an opportunity. They might give us some stuff, but they got a lot of playmakers on that defense that could get interceptions and cause fumbles and stuff like that. So I got a little bit more faith in Chicago than I do that Washington team from last year. And I'm only saying that because the other day I said that the way that Chicago season went this year kind of reminds me of Washington season last year. Um, for various reasons, but um, who else in there? Love. Now Love coming off an injury. We don't know what we going. We don't know what kind of injury Love got.
Concussion, so he
Oh,
should
he
he
only had a
probably
so
be
he'll be back.
he'll
Okay,
probably
yeah,
be he probably be back this week.
yeah. So we boom Love. Um, so the thing
Oh,
about Love.
he probably won't even play because they locked into the 7th seed. So
Yeah, I
they,
wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him. But as far as like playoff wise, to me, Love could definitely win three straight games. But the only thing with Love is, to me, he ain't always the same Jordan Love. Like when
mhm.
he like on top of his game, oh man, Jordan Love he gonna carve he could carve you up throwing day when they offense clicking and Jordan Love in his bag, they could go toe to toe with anybody. But when he ain't. Um, so
Them
he kind
losing
of hot.
Michael was huge too.
Yeah, he kind of hot and cold. So it's hard for me to say about Love, but I definitely got more faith in him than I do Sam Darnold. Um, was who another quarterback over there? Stafford. Now I don't know what it is with Stafford. Stafford, he, like you said, he a pocket passer. So if you can start getting to him and start disrupting his throws and taking his first reads and stuff away and get a defensive line time to get to him, that's another quarter.
That's a
You can
division game for us. So I'm sure they will out of everybody, they probably will at least want to see it. They'll never admit it, but they probably at least want to see us in the playoffs out of
you
anybody.
can disrupt their offense. And maybe I'm the only one to see it, but sometimes Stafford just be out there missing throws. He just be out there missing throws, like key throws.
And throwing picks.
Yeah, so yeah, he was. Yeah, I wonder what they're talking about there. Probably not, but
Nah,
um,
they just wrote it off as a one-off.
mm-hmm. Um, who else we got out there?
What's good, 808?
But yeah, so I feel good about going against any of them teams, man. But hopefully we get that 2 seed and we go on the run. Now, as far as we already said it, but as far as playing the starters, like DP said, I would like to play the starters so we can go ahead and get that 2 seed. Hopefully, um, Detroit handle business, but I can also see why we would. Like, it depends on the mentality of the team. I know they want all, the home field joint too, same situation as last year, but I can also see them being like, man, look, we feel like our best advantage is just everybody being healthy going to the playoffs, being rested or whatever, and damn near almost the same outcome whether we get the 2 or the 3 seed. So as far as home game wise, um, but I can see a case for either one, but I'm suiting up. We suiting up. We going out there, and while we out there, we need to be making some shake on offense, and
Mhm.
and if it go the way we want to go, we can get up out of this thing early. Let's go out here, call our best game, run the score up, and take everybody out in the fourth quarter.
You don't think he'll play the starters? I mean, the 2 seed is a big deal. I could see if we didn't have nothing to play for, but we playing for a 2 seed. So I mean, I can see both sides of it, but it'll be pretty hard for
I
me to
can,
just see him
yeah,
sitting, not
I
even
don't
trying
think
to go
it's
for the
that.
2 seed.
Yeah, I don't think it's that obvious. Like Nick, it's no way Nick playing. Like I don't
Yeah.
think it's like now if he don't play him, he don't play him. But I don't think it's like obvious that we shouldn't
Right.
play him. Like I don't think it's a situation like that. Like if it's me, I'm playing them. I'm playing them. We going for that 2 seed, and hopefully, doggone Detroit. Hopefully Detroit do what they supposed to do. But at the same time, I can understand why he wouldn't play him. So I can see both sides of it. I'm just saying what I would do. I'm playing them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing, especially it's also another opportunity for us to work on our offense, which clearly ain't
Exactly.
right. So I
Exactly.
mean, even if it come out that Chicago go and blow the Lions out, I still think that we at least need to go a half and see if what we can do
And that's one thing I
offensively.
said yesterday too. I said even if we go out there for like a quarter or two, and then pull the starters if that's what you want to do. Cause I'll like we send the offense out there. Like if we even like you said, they go out there for a quarter or two, go out there, try to put up like 2, 3 straight touchdowns or something like that. Not saying that it's gonna happen, but ideally. And then put Tanner McKee out there and call it a game. But we'll see. But yeah,
Even
I don't think it's like no obvious thing was like it's no way like if we had lost that last game or like what's them call it then with a 1 day game, then like all right, bet we can't get the 2 seed. Oh hell nah, yeah. Don't play them, Nick.
yeah, don't play them. But we got a clear shot at a 2 seed if we take care of business and get a little bit of help. So
Right.
yeah, might as well go after that one.
But who
Playing
knows?
Lane or nah?
Am I playing Lane the last game? He almost seemed like he might have came back for that game. I would. How long Lane been out?
He had to been out for about 5 weeks or so.
Yeah,
Let me see. Which game did he get hurt?
I'm putting Lane out.
Was that the
I
Lions?
mean, if he like if it's a situation where he healthy and I just want to rest him an extra game, nah, I'm putting him out there. If it's a situation where he probably clearly just need another week, he needs another week. Best case scenario, of course, don't put him out there. But if it's just whether I want to put him out there or not, yeah, put him out there.
Yeah, because I mean, we already brought back Carter. Um,
And he ain't got to
so
play the whole game.
yeah, he didn't. That's the other thing. He said 808 said, me personally, the way offense played on Sunday, the damn offense needs to get their ass out of there. 17 yards is inexcusable. But uh, our offense been whatever you saw. That's really what we've been all year. So I mean, at this point, it really is useless to get mad at it because we knew that we was gonna give it. All right, it wasn't looking right. We tweaked a few things. We keep tweaking a few things. I was like, all right, so if whatever we look like by the time we play the Lions, that's pretty much how our offense gonna look.
Right.
And we passed that point. The
Right.
rent due. So now that we know that our offense is what it is, we gonna potentially have a great first half and disappear in the second half. So we know that
Or
defense need
vice
to be on
versa.
point for 4 quarters. Yeah. So defense need to be on point for 4 quarters, and we need to play a style of football that we can't turn the ball over at all. Because if we turn the ball over, that's probably gonna lead to a L for us, especially the way we've been playing lately. But man is gonna play dirty for sure on Sunday too, because they still salty about the
Yeah,
2 point. I mean, they
they
kind of
salty
been
about that
salty
whole
anyway
game.
though. They been salty since last year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they probably gonna try to play some inspired football. But the difference between them and a team like the Falcons, they don't have no Bijan out there. So I mean, it's one thing to be upset, but even on your best day,
You
you
can't
can't
even do that,
really you can't do nothing about it. So we just gonna try to do what we do, and hopefully they don't try to twist no ankles or nothing like that. But as long as they can keep it on the field, keep it football related, they can't touch us. They ain't got the horses.
Nah, but I agree with you though on that's why I said even if they don't really want the starters out there, they can go out there for a quarter or two just for the same reason that you said. Let the offense find some kind of rhythm, and with the offense not even looking that good, like you don't want them to probably sit for a whole week necessarily. So you want them to still have some kind of chemistry or something or something they done did. So I would at least send them out there for a quarter or two. All right, y'all. We offense starters pack it up in the second half. We putting the third unit out there, second unit or whatever. But I don't know if I would completely sit them. But like I said, I could understand. I can also understand why they would. If you gonna do that, you need to be. If they gonna sit the starters, they need to be treating this week like a real bye week. Y'all need to be
Mhm.
working on how the stuff that they always work on as far as like tweaking the offense and self scouting and all that. Do that. But if you ain't gonna do that, don't go ahead and play the starters. Like if you just out there, it's a regular week, you scouting the Washington or whatever. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
minimum play the starters at least a half. Yeah.
Yeah, minimum. Yep.
But the thing about that, if it's a tight game between the Lions and the Bears, we probably gonna go all four.
Yeah,
Depending on how that game is, that probably dictate how
yeah.
long we keep the
That probably has
starters
something to do with it too.
if we play them. Because I mean, ultimately, we still would like to get the 2 seed. And to be fair, we should be in a position to get the 2 seed as far as like getting this dub, no matter what. So that's something to take into consideration too. We don't necessarily need to play off. We shouldn't need to play off 4 quarters, but this the NFL. It's any given Sunday. They got added motivation. They want to play spoiler. So even though they can't stop us from going to the playoffs, the one thing that they can do is stop us from getting the 2 seed.
Right. And it ain't like we've been out here just blowing anybody out anyway. So it's
Right.
gonna be a close game. Not saying there's a guarantee because we could come out there and get off, but 9 times out of 10, we're gonna play everybody close.
Yeah, but we also are capable of a Raiders game every now and then when we put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
So best case scenario, we've been playing possum for 18 weeks and we just go put boots on people as soon as the playoffs start. That'll be the funniest thing
Man,
ever.
I hope.
That'll be the funniest thing ever. We can come out, look, especially if we can come out and have the same opponent in the Packers in the first round and really just make it identical. Because it could be a case where, boom, we could end up with the Packers in the first round. We could end up with with the Rams in the second,
Close the door.
and then we just whoever come to the link, or if we gotta go to Seattle or wherever we go, um, I like our chances, man. Man, you said a mouthful with that one, 808. Yeah. We don't even really got a chance to beat Lions fans because they playing at the same time. We definitely want them to win the game, but we we was you talk about fans, we was rooting like hell for the 49ers the other day. We got a chance to see that one on one. But yeah, we definitely gonna root for the Lions in this one to take down the Bears. And obviously, honestly, they can do it, but it's a coin flip. So I mean, you just never know. We'll see how it turn out, but we just need to take care of business on our end because it don't matter if they win. If we don't come out with the win, we'll still be the 3 seed. So we need to do everything in our power to make sure we can secure that dub. Um, I didn't even really want to spend too much time talking about this matchup against the Commanders because I mean we pretty
Just play
much
it.
know what it is. Just play them, just get the dub. Um,
We just played
don't
them
know if
recently, so they ain't doing
it ain't
nothing.
really much. Yeah, it ain't really much to talk about. So I really um wanted to really just talk about the seeding, what we could possibly see out of the 3 teams that we could face. Um, but outside of that, because we don't really know what the game will look like, do you have we don't really know who gonna play yet because I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that we playing our starters yet. But if we do, give me an impact player who you feel like might get off in the last game of the season.
You said who I get it what to?
Now give me an impact player who you
Impact
think
player.
gonna get off in the last game of the season.
Offense, I'm going. I'm going Smitty.
Smitty is due. He right on the cusp of 1,000 yard season.
And he be doing dirty. He be doing Washington dirty.
Yeah, he do. He be having
Uh,
some big games.
so I'm gonna go Smitty on offense, and I'm gonna go. Who I want to go on defense? I got a few names in mind. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jordan Davis.
Boy, what a season he having. I hate he ain't get the nod for the Pro Bowl. He could have had Cam Jurgens spot. Yeah, he could have had Jalen Carter spot. If the starters are playing, I'm going Smitty on offense and Jahad on defense. Hey, Jahad, he had a hell of a game. He he had a hell of a game, and he been having a hell of a year. It's just Dean been having a better year, so that's why we haven't seen more out of him. But I could definitely see Smitty and Jahad. Selfishly, because of how I want this game to go, I kind of want to see Jahan Dotson and Coop get off on offense along with Tank, which means that we in a position that they can be in the game. And at this
Now,
point, the starters didn't rest it.
if Tanner McKee out there, I think you will see Dyson go crazy because that's one of his favorite targets. But we'll see.
I'm excited, man. It's the last game of the season. Can't believe we already here. Football about to be over with.
Yeah.
If your team if your team ain't in the playoff, this is it. This is the time of year where a certain fan bases become better men. Start
Hmm.
spending more time with their kids, work on things around the house. you know, work on their honeydew list because they ain't gonna be tied down for 3.5 hours.
Mhm.
So all that's left is the playoffs. No football on Thursday because it's only Saturday and Sunday this week. So we got, as far as primetime sports is concerned, we're gonna have the Panthers and the Bucks at 4:30 on Saturday. Then the game after that is gonna be the Seahawks and the Niners to see who gonna have the 1 seed. So we're gonna cover both of them. And on Sunday, of course, we're gonna have the Birds at 4:25. Um, and possibly the Steelers game, the Steelers and the Ravens, because I think that's gonna be the Sunday night game.
Mhm.
No Monday night contest because they want everybody to pretty much play at the same time. That's got the same goal in mind. So all we're gonna have is the Sunday night game. We got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, and That's gonna wrap up the regular season for primetime sports, man. Y'all been rocking with us all year. It's been a hell of a year. We done seen some good games, especially recently. I say the past 3 to 4 games came down to the wire. Um,
Mhm.
so that's made for some great reactions. But we appreciate y'all kicking it with us for another year. Obviously, we're gonna be covering some games in the playoffs, especially the games concerning the Birds. But we'll be here for the playoffs. But yeah, we winding down, baby. It's uh it's pretty much worked out kind of how we saw it working out. We said that ideally we could win anywhere from 12 to 14 games this year. We right on pace for that. Um, and we'll be able to reflect more on the season after next week, after the week 18 game. But I like where we headed. We still everything that we set out to accomplish at the beginning of the year still on the table. Plus what we already did. We won the division. We single-handedly put out the Dallas, killed their little playoff dreams. What else? We relatively healthy at this point. Um this is the first year where I don't think Hurts really had any he normally get a little something where that's gonna cost him a game. So we done made it 17 weeks without anything crazy from him. And we ain't been running with him. So I mean that could be tied to it too. Say the playoffs they better use Tank more than Shipley. Yeah, I agree with that. I would like to see more Tank. Um, I would like it to
Feel
be
like the
more of a
last
1-2
game was the
punch.
first game we really kind of put Shipley in instead of Tank. I mean, we put Tank in too, I think, for a carry or two, but we kind of had gave Shipley. That's the first time we kind of was putting Shipley out there.
Yeah, but you know, Shipley will probably get some burn this week just because
Yeah, for sure.
we gonna have we ain't gonna have our starters in the whole time. But yeah, I would like to see, and we can get into that what we can truly expect in the playoffs when we preview the matchup next week. But yeah, it's been a hell of a season. Everything that we set out to accomplish still on the table. Um, so hopefully we'll be toasting to a 2 seed in the next show. But until then, you're gonna see us for the AFC South showdown at 4:30 on Saturday. The Carolina Panthers taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. And you know the crazy part about that game that I just found out, the Panthers could lose that game, and if the Falcons beat the Saints, the Panthers still win the division. It'll be a 3-way tie, and I guess
Whoa.
they got the better. They must have like the better divisional or conference record somehow. So um, those are their 2 ways into the playoffs. They could win outright and win the division, or they can have the Falcons beat the Saints, which that ain't no easy win because the Saints been playing some ball lately. So that's gonna be a good game actually. The Saints and the Falcons.
Yes,
Um,
got 2 ways to get in.
yep, yep. The Panthers do at least. But we ain't had time to talk about the collapse of the Bucks, but we can put that in another episode because they told me that they were Super Bowl bound with an MVP candidate at quarterback, and it all fell apart. So,
Yeah.
and you could say they had a worse fall off than we did.
Man, yeah, they crashed and burned.
Only reason they still alive is because they in the South. That wouldn't fly in the East. They'd already be at home planning their Cancun trip. But that's really all we have for this one. Like I said, you can catch us this Saturday for that the NFC South matchup with the Panthers and the Bucks. But until then, go Birds.
Go Birds.